All right, folks, welcome back. It's been a while, but we're back here with the Rainy Cajun podcast. Although I was thinking maybe this episode, Jeremy, we need to change it to the Cajun Pawpaws because because of our guest today. We got the Cajun Mamas. And so I'll let y'all introduce yourselves a little bit better than I'm doing, y'all, so they can hear you talk.
Okay, right. Well, yeah. Like you said, my name is Cole Melanson. I'm from Gaydon, south of I-10. But I married a church Pointian, and so I live north of I-10 now for the for the last 15 years now, I guess. So, but yeah, I'm just a simple Cajun mama and loving what we've been doing, and love to bring y'all some authentic, real content, entertainment.
Mm-hmm. For sure, some entertainment. And I'm Sarah O'Pry. And I've been living in Church Point all my life. I lived like in the country, and then I moved to Church Point proper. So like now I live in town.
In the
And
city.
I like in the city. And I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, I don't know if y'all do this, but like we live in town, so I'm like, okay, we going to town. I'm going to town later. Like I'm in town, but I'm going to town. Do y'all do that? Like, I don't know. I know for
I do
Cole, she
because
lives
I'm
10
10
minutes
minutes from
outside of
town.
town.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I
Yeah.
already went to town today. I'm not going back to town, but I'm 10 minutes away.
No.
I mean, y'all talk about everyday stuff, the real ins and outs that hopefully everybody is experiencing one way or the other, and y'all show it for real. I mean, you don't just you're not just trying to be an influencer. You're trying to actually show what y'all really do. So, how did you? I think we were talking before we started that y'all been doing this about a year now with the podcast and some other posts. But give us a little background of how y'all got started and your origin story, if you will, like a Marvel comic.
Yeah. So we've been doing content for I feel like closer to 2 years now. Like the podcast was something that came a little bit later, but we certainly did not set out to be influencers of any type. We, Sarah, you tell them about the first video you made, and then
Well,
I'll go off.
I think I think it starts before that though. So we started
Okay.
making funny videos as friends. Like we met at the gym, and then we started making funny videos for our Lime Life, our makeup our makeup and skincare business that we sell. And we were like, let's, this is, and we did very well with that. Like people loved
We
our
were trying to do something out of the box, like to get people to stop their scroll, not just like, hey, buy this,
Right.
So
right.
we would put like Snapchat filters on our faces and with the funny voices and stuff, and we go back and forth doing it that way. And they were long, like back then,
Oh
2
yeah,
minutes
too
and something.
long.
Like now, we would never post something that long because
Way too
people would
long.
not. They would keep scrolling. But yeah, that's how we kind of got started being silly and doing videos. But
And then and then we were at a Lime Life conference, and we were in DC, and I was just talking about like how when you go other places, uh, they need to save the seafood for the South because they're just wasting seafood, not seasoning it, and we bring our purse Tonys and the things. So it was just like it was really funny. And then I didn't really have too much for TikTok at the time, but like I woke up the next morning and I checked my TikTok and I was like, damn, Cole, like I got like 10,000 followers, and like it kept on growing and growing and growing. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this together. Okay, like you're gonna come with me, and then we're gonna do something with this. So that's how it all started. And then
Wow.
she was already coming to my house after she dropped off her kids to school. And so we would visit, and we just decided to
yeah,
film it because,
put the
I
phone
mean,
on the
that's old
counter.
ladies in the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She got some old Corel cups from a like a thrift market, and she's like, "We're gonna have coffee," and put the phone down on the table, and we just recorded ourselves talking and being silly too, of course. And people, we got such a good response from it. We're like, all right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the beauty of it, right? Is authenticity, right? It's what y'all were doing already, right? And so you just kind of,
it makes it easier. You don't have to fake anything. Like
right.
it just is what it is. And some people's like they'll comment on our stuff. That's a fake accent. And I'm like, I don't have time to fake nothing. Like I got too much going on. So if you think it's fake, just go ahead, go ahead. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you listen to enough others, and you're from the area, you know that what's fake and what's not fake. And our parents grew up in Metairie, outside of New Orleans, but our grandparents are up in the river parishes. So all of our accents kind of have gotten diluted down, way down from what they speak out there out in the Vacherie area. So, but I mean, you can still tell if you meet enough people that every area has a little bit different accent. But, but some, like I said, you can definitely tell when it's put on. But y'all, and I was gonna, and I kind of mentioned this, but like with Jeremy and I, we've talked about in the past, with especially it seems like in the last 2 years, there's been a lot that have popped up on Facebook and some social media of the different, and I mean, some people that I know y'all have already talked to, and they'll come up with their short form videos that come up, and some of them, I mean, I don't know if it's because you like it one time and all of a sudden you see them every day, every hour, and then there's others that I think, depending on where you grew up and who you grew up with, some of it all stands true. Maybe people can't relate all the things that y'all do, but at the same time, I think there's enough overlap that says, oh yeah. And so maybe that resonates with certain people more than others. But when you're telling the story about the seasoning in outside of Louisiana, my neighbor across the street, she sent me a picture. Her son went to a wedding in Washington, D.C., and some fancy restaurant. And I don't know, I saw the menu and all the stuff, but on top of his plate, he had a little packet of Tony's because he was ready for it not to be seasoned.
Purse Tony's.
And
I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
You gotta bring the purse Tony's. Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard that term, but I instantly knew what you were talking about. And for those of you who are watching who don't know what they're talking about, a lot of people bring hot sauce with them, and sometimes they'll put it in a holster. Tony's Ashtray's seasoning, put it in the purse, and make sure you have something just in case the restaurant doesn't season the food.
Yeah. And honestly, Tony's is not my go-to seasoning, but it's available in the packet, so it will help anything. But we have
it does the job.
Yeah,
we have so many good seasonings, like almost too many. Like I'll never taste them all.
Oh.
So like you end up finding one good all-purpose one, and that ends up like usually being your go-to. And I even messaged the guy because I like Jamie Bergeron. He's a musician down here, but he has his own seasoning. And I was like, can you please do some purse packets? And he's like, I've tried. They didn't go over too well. I'm like, well, you got any extra because I will take those off your hands.
Let me see what I could do. Make some.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
That could be a special collaboration with the Cajun Mamas.
That's right.
Hey,
that's right.
Now we talk.
Yeah. Hey, we ought to maybe tell that to Jamie. He might reconsider.
Hey, I think it would work because, I mean, like you said, it's a relatable story, and it's something that people, especially ladies who are traveling, maybe for business, or I mean, even when the family goes, because I pack my coffee with me when we go to any place that's outside of the area, just to make sure that I have what I need. Now, my wife doesn't drink. I drink French Market coffee from New Orleans, Coffee and Chicory, but she'll drink Folgers. But regardless, because of all the different places, we make sure we have what we need before we leave. Otherwise, it'd be a rough morning.
A cup of coffee, Yeah.
That will ruin. Ain't nobody messing with that. Life is too short. Life is too short for bad coffee.
So I was gonna kind of mention, because y'all mentioned Lime Life is what the name of your the first group or company y'all are with. And that's just, tell us a little bit about that so that folks can know about that. And then at the same time, I know there's some other things y'all have gotten into since branding the Cajun Mamas.
Yeah, so Lime Life is it's a brand of professional makeup and all natural skincare. And I found it in like 2016 or 17, I want to say. And fell in love with the products. And fast forward a year or so later, being just a user, the girl I was buying from was like, you should sign up and try to, do something with this. You love it. You're already buying it anyway. And at the time I was like, I could get a discount on it. And she was like, yeah, you can get a wholesale discount. I'm like, done, but don't expect me to sell because I have no interest and I'm not a salesperson. I don't know nothing about this, nothing. And so I did it. I joined whatever for my discount. And then my little girl was about 18 months old at the time and she had eczema on her legs. And there's a product that we have called 40 Cure Cream. And it used to come in a big tub, like a big jar. And so I would call it Jesus in a jar because it healed everything. Okay. So now it comes in a tube, which I can't say Jesus in a tube. It just don't have the same ring to it. But I put it on. I did a before and after picture. Like I took a picture of her legs, put the cream on. Mm-hmm. Within 2 days, it was almost not even noticeable. So I put a before and after picture side by side, and I was like, I'm gonna just post this on Facebook. I mean, other mamas need to see this. And then, bam, I got my first sale. And I was like, okay, I made this out to be so much bigger than in my head than it actually is. And then I just realized I'm loving it. Why not make a little extra money for my family? And then fast forward over 6 years later, I'm a top seller, top enroller in the company. It's a dream. Like it's really a dream. And I dragged her in on it with me. So
I didn't have nothing to do in 2020. I was at home virtual teaching, and I'm like, well, I got to put all this newfound camera to use, I guess. And virtual teaching kind of pushed me into Lime Life. It was easy for me. I felt comfortable with it. And then yeah, that's how we got started. And then I just kind of followed her lead. If she did it, I was gonna do it too.
yeah,
So, and we worked well together. So we grew together and we continue to do it. Like she said, top sellers, top enrollers, who would have known? But yeah, I mean it for us anything is possible and the sky's the limit. So, and we're gonna keep reaching.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange how sometimes we'll get comments like with our Cajun Mama followers. They'll see us posting makeup things and stuff, and they're like, "Oh," one of them messaged me, and she's like, "Honey, you don't fall for that scam. Don't fall for that MLM." Like, she was so concerned about me. I'm like, I've been with this company long before Cajun Mama stuff. You must be new here,
Yeah.
But yeah, they and that's like I had made a post one time, and I'm like, if you here for the Cajun Mama stuff, awesome. I hope you enjoy. If you not here for the makeup stuff and you don't care about it, just keep scrolling. Like it's okay. You can just stay for the funny stuff if you don't care about the makeup.
Right.
Whatever. But this is my business. Been doing this a long time, so welcome to all the hats that we wear.
But I mean, I think it's very effective that you, like I said this morning, I messaged both of y'all because I wasn't really expecting to see both of y'all putting on makeup today and demonstrating how to use your products. But I mean, I've seen it before, but I guess I've never been on at the same time you're doing it live. And
yeah, I'm usually asleep when they're doing their makeup.
I forgot to put my makeup on.
Yeah,
I got to put my makeup on anyway. I might as well.
Yeah.
Talk to myself a little bit before.
I like to visit. That's when I visit with my people,
Your comment, like you were doing, I think you were doing your mascara or something, and your mouth is like wide open, and you're like, and if you don't have this,
you have to make that face, or you're not doing it right.
Yeah. I was like, I completely cannot relate, but at the same time, I'm like, that's funny as hell. So
relatable.
You've seen people do it though, right?
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, but that kind of also, I remember my mom putting her makeup on. My wife puts her makeup on. I haven't seen my daughters put theirs on, but they're kind of off in the distance anyway. But I mean, that's something that every every lady who wears makeup does. And if I can see in some cases, there may be somebody, if you hadn't been around or you had a family member that you hadn't been around in a while, it might draw some memories of those times growing up, even, and seeing their moms or wives doing those type of things. So, and I mean, you're using the product, you're showing everybody what, how it looks, how easy it is to use, and you're giving good explanations. So, I mean, that's nothing better than doing, I mean, it's like, it's almost like cooking live and putting a recipe together, because you're not showing it, and then all of a sudden you come back with all this Hollywood makeup look, so it's a transformation.
The transformation. Every time.
But what's amazing though with what you were doing this morning is that it was in all real time. There's no way in hell that I would try and like cook boudin in real time. I just wouldn't do it. Well, first of all,
cooking you can't. Are different. You got to edit because you can't be on a live for 3 hours cooking a roast or nothing.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
And then Koa, before, she even says, well, would you make like 2 loaves of bread and
look, I've been busy today. I got up early and made 2 loaves. And look, and I said that too. I said sometimes when I post a video, it could have been made a week ago and I just had time to edit it. But today, like I edited that thing and posted it right away. So I've been up early. I made 2 sourdough bread loaves and my coffee, enjoyed that this morning, my old-fashioned drip pot, and it's been a good day so far.
Wow.
See, Cajun mamas don't sleep in late. They working early, so everybody knows.
We like to
yes. And sometimes they get up with us, and then it's like, oh man, now I gotta wait till nap time, or I don't know, or you gotta just kind of work it in the day,
Yeah. I have 2 girls, and my youngest is almost 8, so they're getting old enough to kind of fend for themselves. But Sarah's got 2 sets of kids, and the younger 2 are very young. So my friend is always running.
I feel for you, Sarah. I do.
I got 4 of them. I call them first load and second load. First load is 13 and 11, and second load is 3 and 1. So, yeah, all for the same daddy too.
Just qualify that.
I just want to let you know, 8 years. I mean, you automatically think, well, she probably just had another life. Nope, it's the same one.
I mean, when the kids are growing up and you got a stream of kids, I mean, there's constant clothes to be washed, constant things to be picked up, constant food to be made, people to be fed. And then nowadays, with all the activities that they try to push kids into, constant places for you to go.
Y'all,
I'm not that type of mom, y'all. I'm not that type of mom. Like,
no,
my girls are in 2 things. Well, I'll say 2 things: dancing, and then my oldest is in 4-H, and that's enough. Jeez.
Yeah.
We have enough with 4-H, and one of them's in dancing. Well, 2 of them in dancing too, but that's enough. And some people's like, okay, well, y'all coming this weekend? I can't go all them places. Like, I work too. I know y'all think I'm just playing around all the time, but like I actually do work, from home with all these kids over here. But here, I don't understand how people. I had somebody message or comment. I do all these things, but less cooking, and I don't know how they eating. How y'all feeding your family if y'all ain't cooking?
I don't. That's a good question, because I like to cook. I like to eat and cook, and I don't know how they're able to. Well, I think a lot of them. My girls, like y'all talking about, they ended up. They're 4 years apart, and they're 23 and 19 now. But they weren't interested in doing a whole lot of things, but they like band, and band from middle school to high school is more of a commitment than I realized. And so we've had like 12 years of that. But to do all that and get to the activities, either my wife's cooking or I'm cooking. And because I don't know anybody could afford just to eat out or just even the quick prepare meals.
These days, no.
No.
I can't feed my kids at Sonic and myself for less than $40. I'm like,
Yeah.
for Sonic?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
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 Not
But
even good.
No.
That's right.
yeah.
It's not even worth it,
No,
you
I mean,
know?
I swore off McDonald's about 2 years ago. I haven't been back since. When the French fries went up to like $5 for a medium, or whatever, where they were trying. Nope, I'm done. I'm done.
No. We have
Yeah.
to grow our own
No.
potatoes after a while.
You know, and that was about the time that David and I started the podcast, and we got into. David's got a long history with Chef Foles, and David is the chef in the family, I guess, between the two of us. But he's inspired me to pick up some cooking here. It's a little bit different, the access to the ingredients that I have, but it's the same thing. I mean, the cost of living has gone so far out of whack that just, you kind of have to learn how to cook for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So, talking since we've broached the subject of food, what are some typical things that, or traditional things, from y'all's background or staples from different foods and stuff around that y'all enjoy sharing with your family as they've grown up?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we love community coffee. That's what our parents drink. That's what a lot of people drink around here. And we were fortunate enough to, we just kind of started tagging them in everything we would do to get on their radar,
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up doing a little collab with them, and we get the coffee of the month from them and use it to promote whatever. But we would be drinking that anyway, it's true what you said. Like, if we don't like it and don't use it, you're not gonna see me post about it. So we use a lot of Guidry's. It's like a Trinity, but it's already chopped for you.
Yeah, I can get that here in Mobile. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
good. Good.
Yeah.
Guidry's goes deep.
But then also, there's a Zydeco Chop that we've been kind of enjoying. That's kind of cool. It's dehydrated.
Yeah.
And we put that in our
Okay.
taco meat for sure. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool. I like that too. Yeah, we don't really say too much if we don't like it, or we'll, sometimes we got to jazz it up a little bit, but it's not often,
Yeah.
normally it is what it is,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find yourself
Well,
getting approached as you guys grow, approached by more and more brands to potentially promote the products?
Yeah, it's becoming a regular thing. I wouldn't say we're swamped with it, but it's definitely on the regular. We get approached from different companies, or and some that you wouldn't even think. I don't know if I can say this because it hasn't happened yet, but like home furniture store wants us to do something, and
wow.
I know it's cool, but I'm like, how can we make this natural? And we have the best idea of how we can do this. So wait, just be on the lookout for that. But sometimes it's a brand or something that we're like, we just can't see how we would fit it in, and I'm not gonna do something that doesn't align with us and our brand and stuff. So we do have to say no sometimes, but for the most part, I feel like it's an honor because we've been given a platform and a voice, and when we can help a small local, especially local, if we can help a small local business, we try to do as much as we can.
Yeah.
That's because I was thinking, because I mean, that kind of points also to the fact that as y'all are recognized under your brand, but then in another way, you sort of start to become role models in a sense for younger Cajun women or even older, as far as with what you do, because I mean, obviously you run businesses, you run households, and I know you're very strong in your all's faith as well, and do a lot with your community. So that all resonates, and I think that's a great thing, because like I said, so many times you watch certain individuals on these different platforms, and one or two things about them, but then as far as if you don't want to be, there's some of them I wouldn't want to emulate, but then there's others, like I said, when you see how y'all do things and share, because I imagine, and I think I heard y'all talking about it with some of the like recent episodes with maybe going to talking at some of the churches. I've got to imagine you have women who y'all are further along in some steps in your journeys as mothers and wives than some of the other ones are, and so you probably can offer them, maybe intentionally or unintentionally, some advice or some recommendations. Because I know my wife and our kids were younger. It's just, it's hard work. Love our kids, but there's a
You're in the
lot to
trenches.
raise kids. Yeah.
You're in the
The first
trenches.
time I think I realized that we, like you said, the term role model, and maybe that's too strong of a term, but like the fact that we had an influence on other moms or young moms or whatever. When we went to Saint Amant, we did a little retreat day there, and we had a big Q&A session at the end, and they just asked us whatever they wanted. And some of the younger moms were like, how do y'all balance everything? And we were like, not very well. Like we wing it just like you know? And I'm like, man, I was just like, we have an influence, you know, we have an opportunity to let them know that it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel like you're in the trenches. It's normal. Just keep going, you know, hang on to Jesus, lean onto your faith, keep that relationship strong, and take it day by day. You know what I mean? There's no magic answer. If there was, I would give it to you, but we were almost like, I wish I could tell you like that we just had everything balanced and everything was just, you know, flowing, but then that's not real life.
Yeah. But I think that's also good too, because when they realize that they're not alone in the I'll say the journey, not the struggle, but they're not alone in the fact, because because like I said, there's been things I've gone through in my life where you're going through it and you think, man, I must be an anomaly or strange because I'm having issues with this. And then you come to find out is that no, you're in more the norm than the exception. And like, I hear about women, some of the women I work with. I think about the fact that, you know, they got to go to work, and yet when their kids get sick or some other event they've had, and my employer has been very good about work-life balance with family. So, but you see them and you hear their stories, and you feel for them, because they're going away from them for 8 hours or so, and then they're coming back and trying to do all that. But some of them are still trying to maintain the the perfectly clean house and the perfectly clean cars, and I'm like, okay,
I don't know why. Well, I don't know for what.
Like you were saying, you know, after the kids grow up, you can get that nice car again that you want.
There'll be time for that later. Right now, it's not time for that.
Right.
But it's hard. And then going from, motherhood in general, like I'll never forget my first child, and I was, how old was I? I had 28-ish. Okay, let's just say that's what it was. But it was like the reality of life is no longer about you and what you want. Your life is now about this innocent little baby, you know, and like the feeling like I couldn't take off to go to Lafayette. I couldn't go shop. I couldn't do, you realize like it's not about you no more. And that sense was extremely overwhelming for me. I'll never forget my mother-in-law. She's so sweet. So both my parents live like we can walk to their house, and then you walk a little further and there's my in-laws. And so we got a little family compound going out here, and it's
She
amazing.
loves to brag about this.
Jealous that she wanted to.
So jealous.
My mother-in-law had walked over one day, and this was, my little girl was probably less than a month old, and it was one of them. It was a rough day, and she could tell I was drowning, I'm sure. And she was like, "Give me the baby, go for a walk outside." And I'm like, I can't, like, I can do that? Like, I can leave her and go for a walk? And she starts laughing. I'll never forget. She was laughing. She's like, "Yeah, you can go. And that little walk in my backyard was all I needed. I just needed a minute. Motherhood is something. And it's still something every day. As your kids change, like, it just is a new something. Now we dealing with, older girls and their mood swings and the things they going through. And
oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, and not to make this a male female thing, when you have daughters, I have one. I've got 3 boys and a daughter. Daughter's bringing up the rear. She's 13. They didn't write a book for us either about how to deal with teenage daughters. The boys we can get. I mean, we can kind of get, and that's why
Okay.
that's why
That gives me a little hope.
The girls, however, I know what's going through the boys' mind at that age. That's why Dad has a concealed carry permit. So I am going to, I'm going to protect her, but at the same time, the things that she comes home with, the drama, the all of those things, like I didn't experience any of this. I don't know what's going on, and it's a different thing every day. I'm like, are you learning, or is this just a soap opera every day you go to?
Oh God. Yeah. And our kids are homeschooled, and we still deal with like friendship dramas and stuff. I'm like, y'all too young to have all these problems, man.
And we ain't even got it half as bad as that, like those that send their kids to school. And my kids, they went to school. Like I taught, so they went to school, so they know what it's like to be in the school setting. And so we've been homeschooling for 3 years, but now they're getting into middle school and they're like, I want to go back to school because I miss all my friends. And I'm like, those friends are not the second grade friends you had. They're now the
Yeah.
fifth grade friends, and they're now the seventh grade friends. And I promise you, you're not missing nothing,
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, it's definitely, for people who aren't familiar with with motherhood or fatherhood, and these days, I mean, things just keep changing, and yeah, that's a good point about y'all talking about. I remember hearing y'all talk about your doing the homeschooling, and I mean, everything's got a little different challenge now. One thing I guess I was thinking about too. Obviously, you let your culture, your Cajun culture and customs kind of come through in what a lot of what you do. But is there anything in particular that you try to pass on to your kids that you fear might disappear if you're not more proactive with it from that standpoint, from a culture and custom standpoint, from what y'all grew up with?
So for me, um, and this comes back to homeschooling. One thing I really love about it is that you can teach them, what they need to know, but then you can also teach them things that they need to know for their life, like everyday living, like how to clean your room, how to fold some clothes, how to do the dishes, how to dust, baseboards, things that you need to know how to do in life. Go to the store, pick the right brands for your budget. So like I feel like that is important, but then also showing them how to cook. Like they love to bake in the afternoons. They're like, "Oh, can we bake something?" Yes. Make a mess, but you're gonna clean it up, you know? But
Yeah.
so, that goes back to I don't know what people do who don't cook for their families. Like I hope that I'm instilling in my children how to cook and how to provide um cost efficiently and
Yeah.
deliciously for your family.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like just the simple, I'm trying as much as possible, um, to show them that the simple things in life are what's really important. I mean, and we have a million distractions, I feel like daily, and in this world, like you can
Sure.
get distracted by the glitter here and there and everywhere, but like make sure your family's taken care of. Make sure you pray. Make sure you stay having a relationship with Jesus. Go to church. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily Cajun. That's just trying to raise a good human.
A human.
Right.
But like the way that we like some of our content around the coffee table, the comments we get on that is just I remember when my mama and my momo or my aunts would sit around the coffee table and they would take time to visit. Okay.
Right.
That's the kind of life I want to live. And that's the kind of life I want my kids to see and be like, oh no, we're going to take the time and we're going to go and do this and spend time with our friends and spend time with our family and stuff like that. I just want that kind of culture to live on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And I
we
think,
do so much for our kids and we run so much for our kids. We need to
Yeah.
remember to foster our friendships and our relationships too, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking of some of y'all's episodes I listened to. I enjoyed the one with the memories of your mama's houses and stuff.
Mhm.
Those kind of things. The 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 discussions on the different types of gumbos and such that y'all have around there versus other places. Um, the and of course, Koa, I've got to mention that one of my favorite videos that you did was all around the pronunciation of Meliton and the
Oh yes,
definition.
Every
yes. Who
episode.
knew you had a whole website about that?
Yeah, we do have a whole website about that.
Yeah. David
Yeah.
would be remiss if he didn't mention melatonin in every single episode at least once.
Hey,
We do. So
like in,
he knows how to
like in
sneak
his
it
That
in
was
day.
a
too.
that was a happy coincidence because I literally opened up the book and that's just the word I landed on. I've been trying to do it that way. I just feel like it's fun and interesting, and plus I am
Mhm.
not able to actually say very many sentences yet and that's another thing, added to the to-do list. But like, I would love to be able to learn how to speak Cajun French pretty fluently enough to have a conversation with somebody.
Sure.
But I'm
Right.
at this point in my life, I'm doing what I can, and that's just learning a word or
Right.
two here and there, But it's bringing awareness too, though. Like, so many people have asked me where you got that book, where, and they'll
Yeah.
go get their little Cajun French books, and who knows, maybe they'll take off with it, and then that just
Yeah.
keeps the language going.
Well, like I said, it's even further removed from my standpoint because I mean, I remember our grandparents speaking French. Well, I was surprised when I learned that was their first language.
Mm.
But I found, so I'll listen to KRVS in the morning on my phone and listen to the Cajun announcers and listen to the music, and then I got the rosary in Cajun French because then I figured, if you could be saying the prayers and you already know them, you can probably follow along with that and maybe pick up a few
I love
words.
that.
So I'll do that every so often, but it's not with enough regularity that I could, if you drop me into certain parts of South Louisiana, that I'd be able to speak fluently like that. But it's those kind of things that I've got those same books like you were showing. But I think that's good because you're once again, you're trying to just bring awareness. So you may not be a master at the particular task, but somebody may have an opportunity to learn from it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe they'll suggest something to you that, hey, if you want to do this, you might suggest, listen to this or get you a copy of this that you can kind of put on in the background. So
Yeah.
I wanted to point out something. I noticed that the mamas have they're wearing a kind of a uniform today.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of where that's where I was kind of going.
I wanted to make sure we discuss this because I sensed something here, so I figured I'd bring it up.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
You're really good at product placement.
You're very clever, Cajun Mama.
Actually, this was just on the chair, so I just put it on.
Oh, okay.
It was on the chair.
Okay.
Like instead of hanging it back up,
when I saw you had yours on, I went and changed what I had on. But I did have
a influence right there. Powerful.
She's influencing me. Yeah, we just came out with these Christmas shirts.
Wow.
It's a vintage Santa, and of course, ho ho ho.
Yeah.
And then Joyeux Noël, which is Merry Christmas in French.
Right.
But yeah, we just dropped a couple of new things on our website for Christmas. So, and they've been doing pretty good so far.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. Oh, look, you just came with it all, huh?
It's on my desk, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing two professionals here that know exactly how to conduct themselves on a podcast.
So with Cajun Mamas, we have merch at CajunMamas.com. And of course, like we always like, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? And then in all of, our people who watch us, our followers, we have built quite an extensive collection of Cajun Mama and Cajun influenced things, and we have
Mm-hmm.
some items in some of the stores around here, and so
Good.
that's another hat we wear.
Yeah.
Well, it's good.
I
It's
looked at
important.
I looked at some of the shirts. I thought about getting my mom the one you have. What is it, Mama Raising Couillons or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Cajun Mama Raisin Couillon. Yeah,
yeah, I have to get her a cup. She doesn't
love
wear
it.
t-shirts, but I think
Get
that
her
applies to me and my siblings. Well, at least to me.
Hmm.
She already
No, it's
raised her quinones.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
all of us Hubbles. It's all of us. We're all this. No, we're
yeah,
all.
that's true.
Yeah.
Now I was just gonna say, I mean, y'all, I looked at y'all's selections of. You got some caps and you got some shirts, you got some cups, and I'm sure that as the ideas hit y'all come up with some more type of things that are just, they're somewhat. I don't want to say mainstream. They're mainstream in the sense that everybody throughout the world or America will recognize it, but you got your little Cajun twist on it,
Right.
and then so for those who know what a couillon is, it's like, oh yeah, that'd be perfect for this lady because her kids are
Hmm.
couillons, and
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
but and I know you were talking. I think y'all were talking one time about trying to get the Corel patterns to come back if it's not out there.
If only.
I think they did though. I
They
think
did
they
come
did.
out
They
with
have
a
something, but
couple
they're
of
not the
them.
same.
A couple
Mhm.
of them have made a reappearance, but they changed it. Like the green, the crazy daisy one, the green is like a neon green. It's not the same, but they trying. But I'm like, just
Hmm.
bring back the same ones. That's what people want.
I was gonna say, I think we got I think my mom actually has the cups we've been using since the 1970s.
Oh, for sure.
Still,
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
So,
they did really a good job in figuring out that they shatterproof because like that we still using them same old cups and the dishes too. I got all the dishes and now
Mm-hmm.
they have lead in them, but
Yeah,
you
it's
know, pick your
it,
poison.
What's a
yeah.
little bit of,
Literally, it's pick your poison.
I mean,
But
I knew
build
a
up an
kid in
immunity to it.
elementary school. There was a kid in elementary school that would eat his pencil. I'm sure he's fine today, you know?
or he's in jail. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Could
He's,
Either
be.
prob-
way, we don't know. Crapshoot.
He's probably
You
still
can look
alive
for him on
though.
he's probably still alive.
check
Mm.
for him on Facebook.
Yeah.
The
Whatever's in our McDonald's is worse than a lead pencil. I'm just gonna say so.
Amen
We don't
to
have to
that.
worry about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a few things, and if any of this is secret sauce type stuff, you can just shut me down. It's fine.
Oh,
Um, is there actually coffee in the cups?
oh yeah.
Yes, mostly, unless we
Mostly.
drank it all, and
Yeah.
then you caught us with this much in there, and then you're like, "There's no coffee in that cup."
Okay. All
One
right.
time, though, one time I didn't have no coffee in the cups, but I poured Dr. Pepper, so you couldn't know.
Okay.
Once.
And the coffee is never spicy.
Right.
Oh,
Oh
only
no!
one
Only one
time,
time when
Yeah.
Hal
and
came.
that's because Hal, the Cajun lady accent, came play with us, and she brought liquor.
Okay.
So
I
that's
think I
Yeah.
only
saw
time.
that one.
If it's
Yeah.
just me and Sarah around the table, it's just coffee.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
That's
how much of your like when you're about to do an episode, about to do a recording, it looks like you've got like the traditional 3-camera setup. You got the wide shot and then the one on each one of you. Is that
Oh, okay.
right?
At the podcast.
At the
Oh, at
podcast,
the
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
thinking at
yeah.
the table. I'm like, have you
At the
seen our
table?
coffee cup?
No.
It's like fake.
No, 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 no. The podcast.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
the
for the
podcast,
podcast.
it's nice.
Yeah.
It's not set up nice.
So do you lay out like a list of topics that you plan to cover in that episode? Just it's not seemingly random stuff. It's things that you guys want to cover in each
Yeah, we
episode.
have like we'll talk beforehand and we'll plan out because we meet once a month and we do all the episodes for the following month. So we'll
Okay.
do like 4 episodes in one day.
Yep.
And so we'll have pre-planned topics, but other than that, it's not scripted at all.
Right.
If you see us looking down reading anything, it's probably our sponsor information,
Right.
or any little like if we thought of something funny and we had to make sure we say it. But most of the time, even our notes we don't stick to. Like we just let it roll.
That's awesome.
And we don't really edit anything out of it. Like our producer doesn't edit anything out of it unless we tell him, hey, at this mark, we said something, which is almost never.
Yeah.
So it's like it's true, it's raw. Like
This
that's
is
what's going on,
real
you know?
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we appreciate your time, ladies. Let us tell everybody where they can find you on all the outlets.
On all the socials.
Okay.
So you can search my name, Koa, Koa, Melanson. I'll spell it for you, Melancon. But chances are, if you search Koa, there's not going to be too many that come up. But yeah, you search that on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me there. And then we have separate social media accounts except on YouTube. We have a Cajun Mamas on YouTube. So if you search Cajun Mamas, you'll find our YouTube channel. And Sarah, you go ahead.
And unlike Koa, if you type Sarah, you will get half of the universe. So, Sarah Opry, like the Grand Ole Opry, Opry. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, I am Lippy Lady, 3 L's, Ippy Lady. And then, and then YouTube. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's where you could find us.
Awesome.
All right. That'll be good. So everybody who's watching, please like and subscribe to all their channels and follow them.
Thank you.
And CajunMamas.com. Always forget to say that.
That's right. That's right. That's where they get the merch, correct?
That's where you can get you one of these babies.
Okay. Look, it's like almost on cue. You both modeled it. I mean, it was just
we know what to do. We
spent a lot of time together.
Hey, and Christmas parties are coming up now, so those would be perfect for, when you're picking up the kids from school or fully functional
grocery store run. You look cute.
Yeah, grocery store run. That's right too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we appreciate it, ladies.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. And David and I get back down. Well, David gets there more than I do. We try to go about once a year to the boucherie at Chef Folse's White Oak Estate. So maybe if we're in town, we could all get together for some coffee. Maybe throw a mic in there too. Yeah. So
if y'all ever make it, if y'all ever passing through Mobile and you have any questions or anything I can help y'all with, y'all let me know. I'll recommend some places to eat. Not the expensive stuff. I love passing through
Mobile because that means I'm on my way to the beach. No,
that's right.
Yeah. Well, no,
through the tunnel.
I was going through the tunnel. I was at the beach last week. I judged a gumbo contest. I ate 20 bowls of gumbo. Well, they're tiny bowls, but
shoot. Well, yeah, but what a great way to be miserable and be full, but tasty.
Now, if they were all South Louisiana gumbos, they'd be even better. But they were pretty good. So
they were pretty good.
David's very picky. He's very picky about his gumbo, which is a good thing.
I think it's something to be picky about.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Trust me. This is, and you guys, I'm sure you know this. If you've tried to eat Cajun food outside of Louisiana, the simple one-word answer to that is don't.
Yeah,
just don't.
If it says Cajun, probably not.
No, just don't do it. Yeah, wait for home, go back home, or do like my buddy did, and start a Cajun dispensary, and and that's how you get your local supplies. But we all know that, and it's that's one thing you can replicate a lot of stuff about a region and where we're from, but that is one of the reasons why so many people. When they say they miss home, it's because replicating Louisiana is damn near impossible anywhere outside of Louisiana. So,
agree.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, y'all have a great rest of your day, great weekend, and we'll look for you online.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
All right. See you later.
Bye. Bye.